Hi Aries, welcome to your May 2018 love reading. It's Rena here. I'm using my Morgan Greer deck, but I'm eyeing my new Druidcraft tarot deck because I was planning on using it, but I just decided to go with an old favorite. I am going to incorporate that deck in a future love reading, maybe next month, or maybe I'll use it for a general reading, who knows. It's really cool. Ooh, this card flipped out, but that was the Chariot card. So if you know any Cancers, maybe that's talking about them. I'll shuffle a little bit more. Oh my Lord. I'm going to put this way, just because it came out like that. And the outcome is that. Okay. Let me just collect all these stray cards here. A lot of cards were popping out, but, you know, the way that I don't really shuffle. I can't really shuffle. God, they're even coming out of my hand when I'm down here. Okay. They're hopping tonight. Okay, so the heart of the matter for May is represented by the Nine of Cups, and this is a card of wish fulfillment. So this is like, I mean, talk about a basis for something really good. Because it's cups, it's on the emotional level. However, I have seen with the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups, also it's spilling into other areas of your life. But it's basically, you know, getting what you want and feeling good about it on the emotional level. And so, since this is a love reading, you have to assume this is going to be with somebody that you have wanted to be with, or something along those lines. And the card that crosses you is the Six of Swords. So even though you are very happy for some reason, the Six of Swords in the challenge position suggests that you are mired in place, like you can't leave a situation for some reason. And it would probably be a very volatile situation, because in the upright position, the Six of Swords is about someone who is seeking refuge in peace, you know. I don't know if that, you know, it's supposed to be like, you know, a beautiful location. Sometimes it can even mean a move. So maybe you have met somebody who lives far away, but you're not able to move yet, and so it's like you've won the lottery, but you still haven't collected the payment from the check. Okay, so the basis for this conflict is represented by the Three of Cups. Oh, well, it sounds like in some cases there may be another party involved. So I just did Scorpio's reading, and it was a similar thing, and I even got the Three of Cups in a different position. But whenever I see a 3, it suggests that, you know, in a love reading at least, that there might be an additional person there. So it's like you feel like you're emotionally fulfilled, but you still can't be with the person. Oh, maybe, I don't know whose end it's on. You know, I was even having this feeling when I first laid out this deck, because I saw that Three of Cups, which can mean, you know, could even mean alcoholism. In the upright position, even just excessive partying. Maybe you want to be with somebody, you're in love with somebody else, but you're staying with your spouse because they have an addiction and you feel somehow responsible, or you want to help them in some way. So you may you feel like, I can't leave this person because they can't fend for themselves or something along those lines. And remember that Aries is right next to Pisces. So not every Aries person is totally self-centered and things like that. It's very possible when your sun is in Aries that you might have Venus in Pisces, and you are very self-sacrificing in love, and or even like Mars in Pisces, and very cognizant or empathic of other people's suffering. And you may have fallen out of love with the person you're with, but you still can't, you feel like you can't leave them for some reason. The spiritual message is represented by the Lover's card. Now, what this suggests to me is that if this new relationship is really all it's cracked up to be, that there's nothing that can separate you and that person. If you feel like a strong need to be with someone, then, I mean, when I say be with them, I mean the person that you're with, even if you're not in love with them, then this other person, they would understand. I mean, you know, based on, I'm not saying indefinitely that you would stay with the current partner, but if you feel like right this moment you can't leave, then the other person, if they really are supportive of you, they will understand this. Also, this card may talk about who is really a soulmate. So maybe with the Nine of Cups, it's showing that you have met your soulmate, and that, you know, because this is the spiritual message, so it's looking at it from that standpoint, and it sounds to me like maybe it's talking about a particular person that you are not maybe living with right now, but or maybe you're in great constant communication, but again, as I said in the beginning, you may be living far away from each other. And so geography can't separate people who are truly meant for each other. You know, all of these artificial delays and separations or obstacles are only temporary. So if someone is pressuring you, or you feel just that natural sense of like anxiety that, oh my God, you know, if I don't do something now, that person is going to leave. Like maybe you can't leave because of your job and you can't just move to another country, but the other person is like kind of hinting that they're going to find somebody else, then you have to really consider, is that person your true love? And I can understand that somebody doesn't want to wait indefinitely, but if it hasn't been that long, then it might just be that that person is not considering your life and your feelings and just thinking of themselves. The advice is represented by the Eight of Pentacles. So this is more of a practical advice, that it's talking about work and doing a good job. And perhaps if this has something to do with your work life, maybe you've met somebody overseas when you were doing some type of work and now you're back in your homeland. This would say, you know, getting another, what do you call those, like certification, or I can't think of that word, but getting some kind of qualification to maybe do a type of work that would allow you to be able to travel back there if they live in a different country. Or it also can simply mean that you're applying yourself and you're taking care of practical business. You know, putting one foot in front of the other. If you really feel like you must wait and not leave, or, you know, your relationship, or not leave your physical location, then make peace with that and just continue to do your work, and the time will be right when it's right. And, you know, that can be something that is difficult, but sometimes when you're putting your attention on work, it allows you to kind of have a focus so that you're not worrying, and you're doing something productive too. What is coming in is represented by the Knight of Swords in the reverse position. So this could be that person that you're with. Remember that this is Swords too. So that would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. For you, Aries, your opposite sign is Libra, obviously. So I don't know if that's that person, you know, upside down. In the upside down position, the Knight of Swords is very chaotic. This person may be acting out. Maybe things go from bad to worse. And actually, that would be a good thing, because then you would have your answer and you would know right away that you are out of there. And maybe you will kind of kick yourself and say, why didn't I leave sooner? Why did I have this sense of unreasonable loyalty to somebody who obviously is out of their minds, you know, who really doesn't have the regard for me that they should. The Knight of Swords in reverse is a person who is, I would call them emotionally immature, even though the swords are not specifically about emotions, but there's like a mental instability with this person. And they have this immaturity, because the knights, remember, are younger males. So, but it doesn't matter chronological age. So they're people that maybe they never really matured, even though they could be in their 30s and their 40s, and they still, or even beyond that, and they haven't been able to really get themselves together. If they are in some kind of like, they have some addiction, as evidenced by the Three of Cups, then they may have always just escaped with substance abuse instead of dealing with their problems. If they are an air sign, a lot of times they don't want to feel, they don't want to feel, they don't want to deal with emotions that are deep. They just want to live on the surface of life and just, you know, be all about a good time. This could be a Gemini specifically. Gemini rules the 3rd house, okay? So we get to number 3 here. So that kind of a person can be very unstable and also very, I was going to say unpredictable, but I meant unreliable. So they may be very hard to get a hold of. Even if you live with this person, they may not come home at night, or they come home when they feel like it, and you feel like you're living in some kind of a dysfunctional environment, and this can turn your life upside down, Aries. And this is why I'm saying with the 8 of Pentacles, it's about kind of losing yourself in your work so that you're able to have a goal and keep to a routine if there's chaos around you. Also, with the Knight of Swords in reverse, this person may be paranoid. And that's another reason why you may have stayed with this person, because you want to prove to them that you really are loyal to them or whatever, but you really don't care. It's just that they hooked you into this need to show that you care, because maybe at one time you did care. So it's hard to explain. I think you know what I mean. But sometimes when people accuse you of something that you really didn't do intentionally, or you didn't intend to do, well, I guess that's what not doing something intentionally is, you may go the other direction to the extreme just to prove that you're not like they say you are. And that can lead to this feeling of being stuck in something that you really don't want to be in. And the outcome is the 7 of Pentacles. You may be uncharacteristically cautious, Aries. Usually you're very impulsive and you jump into things. But for some reason, you may feel like you want to assess the situation. Actually, this person that you are now involved with could be a Pentacles, could be an earth sign. Which earth sign would be? Probably Capricorn with Aries, because they're cardinal signs. Or, you know, the Virgo is an earth sign in Taurus. So you may feel like you've won the lottery and you're in that early stage of infatuation with somebody, but even you may have reservations for some reason. And it can be because you're not sure, perhaps, if you are truly compatible or if it's just physical attraction. With Pentacles, there may be like a strong magnetism on the physical level, and I could see you with Taurus for sure, that you guys could really get it on, you know, you and Taurus. But you may be, and this is probably because if you're currently in a relationship, you might feel a sense of you're not sure that you want to go, you know, jump right back into the fire from the frying pan. So it's not that you have doubts necessarily about this relationship. It just may be that you are kind of like once bitten, twice shy. So anyway, it's kind of like a work in progress. And so I'm not surprised that there's only one major arcana. I think that that May could be a month where you're just kind of like dealing with whatever situation is happening. But obviously this is a general reading. And if you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. But hopefully some of this resonated with you. So take care, Aries. Bye.